Hello, my name is Will Gamache, and I play the trombone. This is the first in a series of videos on an introduction to brass instruments. And in this first series, I'm going to discuss how to, begin playing a brass instrument. Maybe you're absolutely new. Maybe you're new to band. Welcome. Maybe you're coming back after a long time. Welcome back. Maybe later in life you've decided, hey, I want to pick up an instrument. The trombone is the instrument for me. Well, this is the video for you. We're going to start with some really quick basics, namely the parts of the trombone, how to put it together, playing the first notes. Those will be the goals of this video. First, we have the mouthpiece. This is your mouthpiece. It's the part that goes on your mouth, hence the name. In order to make sound in a trombone, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to buzz your lips. So buzzing lips is simply blowing your air while vibrating your lips. The vibration of your lips is what creates the sound. So if you're not sure what buzzing your lips is, this is what it is. Your lips press together, and the friction helps them flap or buzz into the mouthpiece. If you are having trouble making sound or making that happen, which can happen, especially with new students, is I will often tell my students to pretend you're a horse. Maybe pretend you're really frustrated with something. A lot of people can do that and let their lips flap nice and loose. Then all you have to do is firm up your corners, really put some pressure there, and you'll get a higher, faster buzz like this. If that's already easy for you, great. If it's difficult for you, try that with or without a mouthpiece until you can get a sound. If you're having trouble making the sound without a mouthpiece, for some folks it is actually easier to try it with the mouthpiece. So what you're going to do is you're going to place the larger end, the cup, against your mouth. And then when you buzz, it'll come out the mouthpiece and it'll sound like this. It sounds a little bit like a duck, which is great. We all get a good laugh about that at beginning band, so here you go. The next part of your trombone that we're going to discuss is everybody's favorite part, the slide. You'll notice I'm taking my trombone back apart so I can then show you how to put it together. The slide has two main parts. So this is your slide. It gets its name because it slides, goes back and forth. Ideally, it should be silent, but I need to get my horn cleaned. So you have the inner slide and the outer slide. These will come assembled in your trombone case. Please do not take them apart unless you already know what you're doing. Please don't take them apart. The outer slide goes on the outside of the inner slide. You'll notice there's not a lot of space between the inner slide and the outer slide. That's by design, so your trombone doesn't fall apart and that it works appropriately. You'll notice there's kind of a shorter end and a longer end here. The shorter pipe is our real lead pipe, and that's where your mouthpiece is going to go eventually. Okay? So we've talked about two parts of our trombone. The other part of your trombone that we have not yet discussed is the bell. So this trombone is what we call an F attachment trombone or a trigger trombone. It has an F trigger right here. Most students, when they're first taking a trombone, will not start on a trigger trombone. They'll start on what we call a straight tenor, or affectionately call a pea shooter. It simply doesn't have this second section of tubing. So it won't have one of these valves. It'll just be the bell. This is the bell. This is where the sound comes out. In order to assemble your trombone, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your slide in one of your hands, but ideally your right hand, and you're going to very gently set that part on the bottom on the ground so that it's vertical, like so that it balances there. And then with your other hand, this would be your left hand, you're going to lift your bell section and you're going to place it, while leaving this part on the ground, on the longer pipe of the slide. Then you'll notice there's a big screw here. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Please screw that screw all the way in. Your trombone should make an L. So we don't want any floppy trombones like this, or any less than 90 degrees trombones like this. A good strong L. Your valve section, excuse me, Not everybody has a valve. Your bell section should go over your left shoulder. This might look mirrored to you. This is my left shoulder. This is my right shoulder. Your bell should go over your left shoulder. Even if you're left-handed, your right hand is still going to go on the slide. Repeat back to me. Even if you're left-handed, your right hand's still going to go on the slide. That might not make a big difference when you have a straight tenor trombone or if you're just beginning, but if you'll notice, with my valve section, I can't play it like this. That would be very difficult and awkward. So, the bell goes on the left, it makes an L. Your slide should be 90 degrees to the rest of your trombone. Mine is almost there. Alrighty. Now comes the big moment. You're going to take, you're also going to make sure you have one. Your slide is locked. There's a little doohickey here. It has to be locked so that your slide does not fall off. If it's like this, your slide will fall off. That happens to a lot of young beginners. Please be careful. All right. Once you successfully have your trombone together, you're going to put the other piece in there, the mouthpiece. You're going to just gently set it in. And you don't need to pop it and you don't need to like push it or knock it in. Just maybe give it a little quarter turn if you're worried it's going to fall out. I promise the friction will hold it in. Okay. So now you have a trombone. Congratulations. Now we're going to figure out how to hold this thing. So the first thing you're going to do, and this will be a little challenging because I have my valve section, is you're going to take your left hand. This is my left hand. It should make an L when you're looking at it and your fingers are facing away from you. I understand this might be mirrored. So you're going to make an L with your left hand, and then you're going to make a thumb sideways. Cool. Everybody have your thumb sideways with your left hand? Excellent. You're going to take that thumb, and if you do not have a trigger or a valve, which most of you will not, you're going to put it on this brace right here. And then you're going to wrap your fingers around the slide like so. Some people might have longer fingers where their pointer finger can go over the top of the lead pipe. Some people might not have fingers that are that long and it can go underneath. Personally, either way works for me. I'm sure there are different opinions on this, but as long as you can make a good sound and effectively hold your trombone, you're in good shape. All right. Now here's the real important part. Now everybody take your right hand, and if you can, and if you're super nerdy like me, do the live long and prosper thing. And then you're going to take your pointer finger and your middle finger and your thumb, and you're just going to do like this. Just a little pinch, not the whole fist, no fist of death. 2 fingers and your thumb. And you're going to put that right here on this second brace. What we don't want to see is any of this. This is what we call the grip of death. You don't have any flexibility when you do that. 2 fingers and your thumb right here. Okay, now we have our trombone together. Hopefully we're holding it correctly. The last thing we're going to discuss in this lesson is we're going to play 2 notes. That seemed like a lot, but this is very important. So thank you for being patient and bearing with me. All right, so we talked about buzzing our mouthpiece. Let's go ahead and buzz a little bit without the mouthpiece if you can. We call this free buzzing. Now, if you're able to do that, cool. If you're not, that's okay. Now you're going to take your mouthpiece, and again, we don't need to use the whole fist. Just a couple of fingers to make sure it doesn't fall out of your hand. We don't want to push it on our face too hard. You're going to set it right there, kind of centered on your lips if you can. A lot of people really think like 50-50. If this is my mouth, my embouchure, your mouthpiece should go over and under about equally. Mine's a little offset because I'm weird, and that's all right. And then you're going to go ahead and you're going to buzz. You're going to do some sirens, please. So what you're going to do is you're going to tighten and loosen your lips, and your sound should go up and down. Like an ambulance or a police car. Sometimes I do buzzing exercises where you kind of can make a roller coaster with your sound up and down and round and round. And it's a good exercise. And then after you're able to successfully buzz on your mouthpiece, you're going to set it in the lead pipe. You're only going to give it a quarter turn. Please don't smack it or shove it in there. It'll get stuck. And then you're going to bring your trombone up to your face. It's going to go over your left shoulder, please. and you're going to play a note. It doesn't really matter what comes out. You're not going to move the slide. You're going to play a note in what we call first position, which is all the way in. It's still locked. Should be easy. Here we go. The first note I'm going to play is the note that's probably going to come out of most people's trombone if they're playing their very first note, and that's B flat. It's our lower B flat that we start on in the bass clef staff. This is the second line of the bass clef staff, B flat. Cool. And you want to take a nice full breath, deep, relaxed breath, and see if you can get your sound to last for a while. I like to tell students just make a long sound. So shoulders down, sit up tall, nice full relaxed breath. Cool, great. We'll play the echo game. Yay, good job, you did it. Now we're going to try one more note in this lesson, and this is the concert F, which would be 1, 2, 3, the fourth line of the bass clef staff. I got to check myself because it's summer now. And that'll just mean your lips have to be a little bit tighter, and it's going to produce a higher sound. So if I tighten my lips just a little bit, although if you're new it might feel like a lot, we're going to get concert F, which will sound like this. Cool, great. That's the first two notes on the trombone. Stay tuned. We're going to put out more episodes of these beginning brass lessons soon. All right, thanks very much.